Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, beautiful people. How are you guys doing today? My name is Francine, and this is my channel, The Hermetic Herald, here for an impromptu type message for Robert Pattinson. So there's been a lot of speculation surrounding all of the developments that have been going on with Robert Pattinson and the people surrounding him. So this is including people he's been in relationships with and is currently in a relationship with. So we have Suki and Robert. They both recently, there were speculations and rumors surrounding their engagement, and I believe they have said that they, at least reps for Robert and Suki have said that they are in fact engaged. There's also been expectations of a pregnancy because Suki, there's been some communication that she's had with her fans about being pregnant, and so there's a lot going on, guys. A lot going on for everyone. I feel like during this season, I've seen so many pregnancy rumors or pregnancies and engagements and stuff like that. So, with my spirit team and with their permission, if they allow it, I would love to touch base with them because I feel like there's some stuff that we can learn from them. Learn about the situation if it's, what's going on is truly what is real and it's not something that's kind of like impressed on people so that they will leave them alone or they will, kind of let go of certain things. I want to see what's truly going on behind the scenes. Okay, so let's see what we can touch base on. I had to prepare by getting my evil eye because you know how evil eye is. Some of you might know there's a lot of people out there that are really, really hung up on, it's like readers saying things in a way that offends them. So I expect a number of people evil eyeing this channel. I usually expect it. It's kind of the way life is. There's always going to be someone evil eyeing you no matter what you do. So I want to just let those people know that all of that will be returned to you tenfold. So expect that soon, okay? So apart from that, the people that are here with love and support, which is greatly outnumbering that, thank you guys for the love and support, for watching the videos that I've done previously that are coming to fruition. Back when I did my first reading on Robert Pattinson, it was at the time where likely they had found out that they were expecting, likely were looking at their relationship, because that was about 2 months ago and stuff started going crazy after that. So I don't know what to say. Something energetically is happening with Robert Pattinson in his life right now. He's going through a lot of transitions. He's literally going from a bachelor that we heard about quietly dating someone to now potentially being not even a bachelor, because he was in a relationship with Suki for 4 years. He's been dating different people, but when people thought of him, it was like, there's a possibility of this person moving on, going into a relationship, either back with Kristen or going to a relationship with someone else. But now it's kind of like there's some things solidifying. So let's see what's going on. Okay. Feminine energy is at the bottom of the deck. So he's learning a lot about his feminine energy. I think he's learning about what it means to be in balance, because I feel like he at some point was very off kilter with regards to his feminine energy. I think he wasn't as open. He seems to be more open and more patient with himself and with other people. Okay. So let's see, Spirit. I'm hearing outgrown. There's a lot of people that he's outgrown as well. So if we're looking at just Robert, let's look at him, just him for a second, and his trajectory, his life. It feels like he's really had to be forced. He's been forcibly removed from certain methods of thinking, ways of thinking. It's like people showed him that there's another way, and I feel like he's outgrown a lot of things because of the people in his life. So let's see what that is all about. What is the overall energy, Spirit team? Overall energy for Robert. Please protect the energy of all the people here, including myself. Thank you so much. So we have a number of things. So there's something about him feeling... We have the Seven of Wands here, sideways. Usually the Seven of Wands denotes an energy of being defensive. He's been pretty defensive and stubborn for a long time. He still is. So Defensiveness was his overall energy, a part of his energy here. Stubbornness with regards to trying to push things back or trying to hold things back, when in reality, he has so much. There's so much power in the people, in the situations, in how life has come out for him. I don't think he is quite comfortable right now with life. He's feeling like he has to push things against. He has to like push his like either his agenda and other things aside, or he feels like he has to push aside what he wants a lot of the time for other people and for other agendas. So with the Wheel of Fortune, opportune timing is really what I think about. I think about taking the right course of action at the right appointed time, and I feel like he doesn't like that. He likes to push against expectations. He likes to push against what people are wanting from him. So very stubborn, very stuck on doing things his way, or at least holding things back at bay, meaning like pregnancy, holding back marriage and other things like that. He's been holding off on marriage and stuff like that, even when he tried to engage in it. No pun intended. When he tried to engage in it in the past, I feel like he pushed against it because he felt like it was maybe too soon. And I feel like he still pushes against a number of boundaries that people try to, or impress upon him, things that like that. Six of Pentacles is the energy of reciprocity. He's been looking for reciprocity. He's been trying to balance himself out, balance out his affairs, balance out his social life, his financial career, you know, his career pursuits and prospects. So when this was coming out, it was turned over, which tells me that like he's trying to do this behind closed doors. He's trying to maintain balance. He's not really wanting people to see the need for him to have balance, like the need for him to remain in balance. He wants to seem like he's cool, calm, and collected, but he's really like trying to maintain that balance with the public. He's trying to maintain this calm disposition, but he's really trying to fight calmly in general with life, with the expectations of people. We also have the Devil. So energy, overall energy for Robert, just Robert, right? Let's go back a little bit if we can. Let me see if I can go down a bit. I don't want to like throw you guys down, so let's see if I can move it a little bit. I think that helps, but I'll pick it up. So yeah, these three cards so far are saying that he's feeling a little bit weighed down. He's feeling a little bit targeted is what I'm hearing, and he feels a little afflicted. When you see the Devil card, that's about temptations. It's also about addictions. It's about being chained to something, or feeling like you have certain wants, certain desires that you have to either hide or you have to balance out. And we have the Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck, feeling stuck, feeling tied, feeling conflicted. We have the Ace of Swords, which is clarity. But we have the Ten of Wands at the bottom as well. So these three cards give me an overall energy of what these three cards are. When you see the Eight of Swords, you know that person's stuck. They're confused. They're feeling conflicted. They're not sure where to go. They cannot see in front of them. They're looking for this. So he's looking for clarity, for communication, for I'm hearing one truth. So he's trying to make sure that all of what communication comes through is one thing, one source, and it's not conflicting with anything else. So he's very concerned right now with his image. He's concerned with the balance, reciprocity in people around him, and he's also concerned with anything that's going to add to his weight, add to his burden. He feels like this, the Ten of Wands. So he's trying to find clarity in the midst of the confusion and the burdens. Clarity at the end of the day. Interesting. I heard trying to find a way out as well. And this doesn't have to mean like he's unhappy, but it can also mean that he's just feeling really stressed. If you guys look at these three cards, what do you think? I mean, Seven of Wands is usually about defensiveness, Six of Pentacles, maintaining your balance, your equilibrium, and then the Devil. So it could be a Capricorn as well, just the energy of finding balance with a Capricorn, because that's what the Devil energy is too. So let's get into it. Spirit team, let's get into, okay, we have Empress, so let's get into the pregnancy. How is Robert feeling about the pregnancy and rumors surrounding a pregnancy with Suki. How is he feeling about those things? Okay, 7 of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, and the 2 of Cups. He's been waiting a while. So what I'm getting for the pregnancy and the rumors surrounding it, I feel as though what I'm getting is that they tried in the past. So between the two of them, he feels the 7 of Pentacles. That's about waiting for something. He's a little impatient. He's a little bit scared, because usually when you're stopping to look at what you provide or what you have made, he's looking at the pregnancy. He's looking at the rumors circulating about it, and he's saying, man, I've waited for this. So he's coming from a place of waiting. He's been waiting for a while for this pregnancy, waiting for a child. He feels pretty like, when you see the 7 of Pentacles, it's after the 6 of Pentacles, which tells me that he's trying to maintain balance so that he can look at the situation rationally. So right now, he's feeling like he is patient with this pregnancy. Like he wants to see this through. He wants to see what happens. He wants to be there. 8 of Wands means he has to be quick. He has to communicate. He has to be on his toes. He's trying to be like solid and stable, but also be very quick and efficient with his time right now. And 2 of Cups. He is trying to make this family work. He's trying to make sure that he focuses on the connection. He feels very much connected to the situation with Suki, and he's feeling like he has this desire to make it work, because the 7 of Pentacles is a person who's there for the long haul, or wants to be there to see the pregnancy through and to see how it goes. 2 of Cups tells me that he is committed to that. So he's definitely committed to this pregnancy, and he wants it to be successful. I also feel like they've tried in the past. So I will ask my spirit team and theirs if this was even like, if this was planned or if this was like unexpected. But I'm getting the energy that he has been waiting for this. 6 of Wands is success, Judgment, and the 4 of Pentacles. Interesting. He's very protective of this pregnancy. He is very protective of this information going out. I think he's scared shitless, that you guys know now, but he's trying to go with it. 4 of Pentacles means like you're really holding on to something. Okay, like you're holding on to this. You're trying to make sure that nothing is taken from you. He feels like he has to be this way, and that he has to protect himself. Judgment, and the 6 of Wands. He wants this to be successful. He even might have waited quite a while with Suki before saying anything, because he felt like he needed to make sure that she went past that time frame where the likelihood of miscarriage is higher. I don't know how far along she is, but something about 4, so 4 months, waiting 4 months, or trying to hold this from people for 4 months. But he feels like he is now more successful, because the wait happened. The wait was successful. Let's look at the 7 of Pentacles to see more information on that. So we have the Knight of Wands. He's been wanting a child for quite a while, but I don't think his maturity was ready. He was ready for that back in the day. But I feel like he was actually wanting to have a child in the past. So let's keep going. 7 of Pentacles. Why is the 7 of Pentacles here? We have the 10 of Cups, the classic family card. So he was rushing towards that. He was rushing towards becoming a father. He was trying to think and prepare for it, because the Taurus energy is coming out, which is his energy. The Hierophant is about higher level relationships. So he was trying to become more of what he wanted to be. He wanted to be a father one day. So we have the 3 of Cups, the 9 of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. He had a lot of people, potential people in his life that would have been great people for him to have a relationship with, or to consider having a child with. He considered having a child with a number of women. So he dated how many? Kristen, he dated FKA Twigs, he dated a number of people probably, but those are the 2 main people that I know of in between. Or before Suki. And what I'm getting is that they were people that he felt like a very close camaraderie with. He felt the 3 of Cups with. He felt happy and contented with. But I feel like he and his energy wasn't ready for some of the things that they taught him, because the King of Pentacles is feeling like his energy. This is the Earth energy, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. And we have the 4 of Swords, King of Cups, and the Empress. He had a lot of love for so many different people that could have potentially been the person he would have had a child with. So there's this energy of him feeling like he's thought long and hard about people and the prospects of having a relationship with them. He's had, or having a child with them. He's thought about this a number of times, guys. So even though, interesting, we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Three of Wands, and the Two of Wands, he would backtrack. So he would think about it with somebody and then he would backtrack. Because when you see the Wheel of Fortune, he would think, oh, this is a good time. This is a great time, right? When he's in a relationship with someone, he's feeling all the love. The endorphins are circulating. He's feeling like this person could be the one. He would try to move forward with something like that. But then they would go back. Where it would be like he'd want to go forward with that, but the person wouldn't. Or the person and him would, but then something emotionally would be triggered in him where he would backtrack to the Two of Wands again, into planning and preparing for it sometime in the future. Why would he backtrack? Whoa. We have the, one second guys, we have the Page of Cups is why he would backtrack. It's his childhood, or his childhood, his inner child. Some things would come out about his inner child. Like he would have some traumas surrounding being a father, surrounding having a child, and he would start backtracking. The relationship would start to backtrack as well. We have Five of Swords. There would be conflicts that would erupt. So he would get like kind of rebellious. So the energy coming through is rebellion. So he would start to consider a relationship with someone long term and start considering children. And then he would start getting into this rebellious energy that would prevent the person from really seeing him grow. He would really stop and he would kind of try to, it's like test them. I'm getting testing energy, like someone testing someone to see if they're worthy, or to see if they're gonna balance him out, or to see if he's interesting. Yeah, and then he always gets in his head about marriage, doesn't he? Because the Hanged Man and the Four of Wands is classic for marriage. He would get in his head about, he would start saying like, we should get married, we should do this. He would be like, try to be fair and equitable about the situation. And then he would revert back into his inner child trauma. And then he would start combating you, fighting you, telling you, I don't know anymore. I'm not sure anymore if I want to be married or if I want to get married. He's going to face this in his relationship with Suki. This doesn't go away. This is something that has happened in the past and will happen again. So he's going to have to fight this battle, or address this tendency of trying to fight or deliberate on marriage, because he goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it's because of his traumas surrounding like commitment in some way. Can you please help me understand what he needs to heal personally? Like for Robert, what does Robert need to heal? We have abundance. I feel like he sometimes stifles his abundance. So you know how he's like one of the highest paying actors out there and he's doing so well and such. I feel like he's tried to sabotage himself in the past, but by the grace of his spirit team, the grace of the people around him, they see how valuable he is. So he will literally like sabotage a connection, sabotage a contract and things like that, when he could have gotten a bigger one than that, but he still succeeds. So there's something about him having a lot of abundance, but yet he tries to sabotage it. Interesting. Creativity. He likes flowing. Okay, so this looks like the Three of Cups energy. He likes flowing. He likes to have fun. He likes to keep the creative juices flowing, so to speak. It keeps coming to mind, that word, creativity. His creativity is so important. And I feel like whenever something feels too stable for him, feminine energy specifically, like a feminine energy, a person in his life, a girlfriend, what is it, a fiance, the idea of keeping it in and keeping his romantic pursuit in one relationship and not seeing it go and flourish elsewhere, it's really hard for him. There's something about him being a Taurus. He's a Taurus, but Tauruses are very known for being stable, but also being very like stubborn, also being very like possessive of their partners. But there's something about him feeling that he needs to always be creative, flow, And I feel like he sometimes feels stifled in certain relationships, or he feels like he doesn't have the avenue to let all of it out when he's in a relationship. So after a while, in the beginning it's great, and then after a while it starts to taper off, and that energy starts to dwindle, and he starts to become unsure of them, and starts to get conflicted, and starts to make or find conflicts, like find arguments. He's healing his feminine energy for sure. We said that in the beginning of the reading, right? He's healing his feminine energy, which is waiting and being patient and being consistent and just letting things happen. Something about him always like trying to get the upper hand or get out of a relationship quickly rather than just letting it happen or flow. Something about him needing to flow more, and that's what he's learning with Suki. That's what he's been learning with his partners of the past, and letting himself grow and to see his creativity flow in other ways. He doesn't have to find a new relationship in order to have that creativity flow in another way. It can flow in the same relationship. Forgiveness. He has some anger towards somebody, because I feel like his idea of home, he feels like someone has messed with his idea of home or messed with his stability in the very beginning. And I'm wondering if this is Kristen. So let's ask. Does he still have to forgive Kristen for something? Okay, we have 6 of Swords and the 9 of Wands. So 6 and 9. So okay, this is going deeper. Okay, we're going deeper into his past history. So I feel like he blames Kristen in some capacity for his walls, because I feel like he has some walls up with regards to people, and I think it's in regards to forgiving people. I feel like he needs to find it in himself, like a place of peace. I feel like he can let go of somebody, but he holds on to what they did to him, the offenses that they've done to him. And there's something about him putting up walls so that no one can do that to him again, and moving on very quickly, or moving on from a relationship, moving on from a situation, and trying to get the best possible outcome. Because when you see the 6 of Swords, it's someone that's leaving with their family onto calmer waters. They're taking all of what's important to them. And I feel like he tries to take what's important to him and take all of what he can, and not end up in a position where he is left alone or stranded. There's something else coming out with this 6 of Swords. He's very like when he ends a relationship, he has a very calm demeanor about him, but on the inside, I feel like he's hurting. So when he ended up ending relationships with others like Kristen and with FKA, I'm getting the energy that he was just very like resigned when it happened. But he was trying to impose some kind of like some walls up so that they wouldn't hurt him or see him mad or see him really upset or see him sad. He has something going on with his emotions. His emotions need some regulation. So with regard to the pregnancy, he's feeling like he's putting in the time, but he's a little impatient. I'm not gonna lie, guys. He actually is really impatient to see himself and Suki married. But is this PR? Is the marriage, the engagement and such PR? Okay, let's see. Ace of Wands. So they're acting out of fear. So there's this energy of them acting and saying, you know what, since we're having a baby, let's do this, let's do that, let's do the other thing. So yes, it is involved with PR. It's because they're trying to, it's like they're trying to keep some kind of understanding, or they're trying to look a certain way to society, to people around them. Let's look into that. Can we look into a healing message for this decision, for the whole situation surrounding these two? We have Ascension. They're trying to go beyond what people might have expected from them. Psychic development at the back. They see that they have some kind of initiative together. So Suki and Robert do feel like they are together for a reason. It could be for, let's see why. Why do they feel like they're together for a reason? Okay, I feel like this card is supposed to come out as well. The 9 of Swords. Why do they feel like they're together? They have the 9 of Swords, which is about stress. Okay, these two feel like they're both learning huge lessons with each other, because I feel like they go through a lot of crap. They really are like, you know, when you're fasting and praying, I feel like I feel like this relationship is a fast, meaning that they're learning about really hard things together, and it's really hard on them. They're bonding from their traumas, because I feel like they're learning so much through their traumas together. He's triggering her left and right. She's triggering him left and right. These two are very interesting energies. I feel like the feminine, so Suki, I feel like she is very, very strong in this relationship. We have the Lovers, the Page of Swords, and the High Priestess. They feel like they're meant to have this child together. I also feel like they are meant to heal something together with regards to this Nine of Swords, which is the worry, the anxiety. They have some anxiety, worry, stress, and I want to see what that's about. Can you clarify the Nine of Swords and the Moon? So to answer the question in the beginning, this is PR related. This is to help them to bolster their career path together, because they feel like if they're having a child, they should go into marriage. They should do what they can to make this look reputable and to make this look good. I feel like Robert still has some understandings from the past about marriage before kids. And I feel like he's putting that into this relationship to help their career paths, like to help their reputation. And it's really interesting because it's old-fashioned. It's an old-fashioned perspective. But I feel like he's doing that because he's inspired now. He's going through this pregnancy. He's like, okay, why not? Why not get married if I'm already having a child? So let's look at that. So we have the Nine of Swords clarified by the Queen of Swords. So the worries that they have, the worries that these two go through, the anxieties that they go through is clarified by the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is usually about the truth. What's interesting is that it's a feminine energy. So it's something about motherhood. Let's see. We have the Queen of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the Ten of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. Just going to look at this for 1 second here. Guys, this relationship is really interesting to me, because what I'm getting from this, right, we have the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Swords clarifying the Nine of Swords. She's communicated to him something true, something that's very scary, and I think it's the communication about this pregnancy. So they played with the idea of being together, right? For 4 years they've been together. They've gone through so many things, so many lessons. They've learned a lot of things about being friends to each other, and I've mentioned this in other readings. So I want you guys to read, if you guys have the time, check out my other readings to get a better picture of what I got from the relationship in the past. They have a connection, a friendship that does help and bolster this, because it helps them on a deeper level. There's more going on than just the romantic. They are friends. But what I'm getting is that when she communicated that she was pregnant, at the moment that she communicated it, it was really hard on him. Because we have the Nine of Swords energy that's telling me that that's like worry, that's anxiety, that's like, oh shit, what do I do? It's one thing to plan, because I think they both were like playing with the idea, like, hey, what if we end up having a child? What would we do? What would we name them? This and that. But when it actually happens, guys, that's like when you start getting like nervous. He's getting nervous. He's starting to go into his inner child. He's going through some traumas and trying to heal by being consistent and being stable as possible as he can be for this child and for Suki. So he's going through this because of what happened with her communicating that she was pregnant, but feeling this burden, feeling like there's a lot of things to do. There's so much to take on to get this moving. I feel like he's typically a more so slow person when it comes to engagements or when it comes to marriage. Even if he gets engaged, getting married, He's very like in his head about it. He's not sure what's gonna happen, but he was willing to put it out there because he felt inspired by the fact that she's carrying his child. Why not? Why shouldn't I do this? Is his thought process. But there's the Two of Swords, guys, and the Knight of Pentacles. He's really slow and steady, and this is kind of messing with that slow and steadiness. You can argue and say 4 years. Yeah, he's ready, but he's been through a relationship and other relationships for 4 years or more. Please tell me if I'm incorrect, but I was under the impression that he was with Kristen for 4 or more years. He was with FKA for 4 or more years. And I feel like there's something about this 4-year thing that is affecting his mental space where he feels like he's not sure if it's going to happen, like the marriage. But we have the Nine of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. He's accustomed to singlehood. He's accustomed to at least being in a relationship like dating, but not being like in a binding contract with someone like marriage. So he's going through some like fears, mostly on his end with regards to communication and with regards to things happening the way that they're happening. He does have love, you know, he does have an idea of love for this child. He's just really feeling like illusions. Look at these cards. He's feeling like there's a lot of illusions around him. He feels like he has to pick something now when he's not ready. He just feels like he has to kind of pick one and go with it for this child. Okay, so let's get into how he feels about the child in general. Okay. So we know he's inspired, and that's really what led to both of them deciding to get engaged. Just the inspiration of like, I'm so happy to see you, you know, with my child inside of you. Let's just go into marriage now. And it's like, chill 1 second, hold on. You know, you gotta take a second to think. It's important to think about these things. But let's get the main, before we get into the child, right, let's get into whether or not she's pregnant. Because I know some of you guys are like, come on, but like I need to make sure, because there may be people here that still don't think she is. So let's get into that. Spirit team of Suki Waterhouse, please assist us in only saying the truth of the situation. Please help us understand the situation in some measure. Please let us know, is Suki Waterhouse pregnant? Is Suki Waterhouse pregnant? King of Cups came through. Okay, and the Seven of Wands. How far along is she, guys? She seems further along than we might think. Yeah, she's definitely pregnant. I just saw the Empress. She's saying, you know what her spirit team is saying to you guys? Don't fight this anymore. She's pregnant. When I see the Seven of Wands upright, that's fighting. That's like holding, stand your ground, guys. But then it's up in reverse. Leave it, like they're trying to say, let it go. Let it go. She's pregnant. Just let it go. I've never seen that before. And look at that, guys. The card that came out first, Ten of Cups. So they definitely are expecting. And Knight of Swords. Yeah, they told the truth when it came to her being pregnant. So she is. So is it Robert's? Okay, let's get into just making sure. Is this child Robert's child, though? Okay, let's get into it. We got Death. Let's keep going. Is this child Robert Pattinson's child? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, is this someone else's? Is this someone else's child spirit? Oh, shit. Guys, I'm getting that it's, oh shit, Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Usually that's about clarity. So I'm getting that that's not his child. So I don't know, does he, I don't think he knows that though. Does Robert know that? Does he know? Knight of Pentacles. Whoa. He's too busy to notice. So, okay guys, response to the question, is it Rob's? This is what I got. Other readers, weigh in, please, because I feel like this is crazy to say, but this is what I'm getting. Death and the Ten of Swords, as for the answer if that is his child. When I ask more about the person that is the father, I'm getting the King of Wands, a fire sign. Do you guys know a fire sign that she's involved with? Someone that was a friend of hers, a close friend. She doesn't communicate with them very often, but they're the person that she's having this child with. Something happened with regards to like either her having extramarital, like not extramarital because they're not married yet, but like out of the relationship. Something was going on outside of the relationship. If you guys know about this, please let me know, because I feel like I'm going crazy. Who is this King of Wands? If there's a King of Wands that you guys know, please let me know in the comments below. But I'm getting it's a no, that it's not his. So I'm feeling a little uncomfortable with that. Let's keep going. Because I got Death and Ten of Swords. That's a no-no. That's like not at all. Not at all. Meaning that they likely could have tried in the past. Like she might have gotten pregnant in the past but miscarried. So I wonder, it's interesting. Can you give me a card, Spirit, on the situation between Robert Pattinson, this child, and Suki? Like why is this happening here? What is this all about? Round and round, going in circles. These two are going in circles. So my spirit team is saying, and theirs are saying round and round. My spirit team doesn't lie about stuff like this. Definitely there's no reason, because it's a waste of time. But there's something about them feeling like they need to feel happy again. And this is a cycle. And this child is a way for them to feel happier. Chaos and conflict. Go to the sea. Can Robert have children? Please tell me in the comments if you guys are aware of something about infertility for him. Like he's tried to get pregnant before with other people and like it doesn't work out. So she might have looked elsewhere for that, so that she could become this mother that he knows she wants to be. I wonder if we would ever hear about this. So I'm wondering about the future and if this will come out. I'm thinking like this person, like what the hell is going on? Happy. So we're getting that this is a way for them to feel happier in their relationship. This is almost like a suitable way for them to continue the relationship. This is like the natural progression of things, and they're trying to move forward with the child, but it's not his. And this is interesting. It could be like a surrogate type thing, or it could be a person that Robert got the Knight of Pentacles for how, if he knows. So he might already know, and he likely could just be going along with it, because we have the Knight of Cups as well. So he has two knights. He's willing to do this for her. The Eight of Wands. He's willing to move forward with this for her. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Spirit? Yeah, I feel like she might have had a miscarriage in the past with him, and I feel like this was a way for her to have that child that she wants. And I'm sticking to it, okay? I'm just gonna stick to that because that's what's coming through. How does he feel about this pregnancy? The Emperor, he's feeling like a father. He feels like he wants to stand up, and he wants to be there, and he wants to be present. He wants to be a good dad. Because the Emperor energy could mean that you want to be controlling, but it can also mean that you want to be that masculine energy that stands by your family. So let's keep going. How does he feel towards this child? He feels very inspired towards them. He's ready to act. He's ready to get to know them. He's ready to heal, because there's something about the healing process of fatherhood, like coming into this time in his life. But we have the Ten of Wands. He's healing from some major hurdles or major difficulties. He feels like this child is a way for him to heal. Interesting. He thinks about them a lot. He thinks that they're going to be what balances him out. But I feel like he's almost like confused about how things will go long term. I feel like he's kind of impatient to meet this child, but also like he wants to find balance before they get here. So it's just like he's going through a lot of traumas right now, guys. So if you think of him, please pray or like send positivity towards him. He needs some positivity with regards to mother archetypes, because I feel like he's seeing her become a mother, and he's also seeing some really strong truths about mothers and women in his life and about the devil energy. So this Capricorn, so this looks like this could be about Suki, seeing her become more spiritually sound, more wise. I feel like she's growing and becoming wiser because of this. He's becoming wiser because of this. And he also wants to move past the hurt. There's some hurt that he still has that's lingering, that he needs to really take out. There's some like hurt that he's holding on to as well. Hey guys, so you know what? Before I go, I want to make sure that I touch base with anything else that needs to be said right now. Let's touch base with my spirit team and with Robert Pattinson's, any members of their spirit team. This can be archangels, the people that are protecting them, that are around them at this moment in time, that are with other people as well, including myself. Let's ask our spirit team for guidance, for more information here. Is there anything that I'm missing? Any information that I should tell the collective in this moment right now? So there needs to be balance with regards to the information that's put out. I've put out about a couple of videos. I really encourage you guys, if you're interested in my content, if you're interested in what I do and how I do it, that you read it in its entirety. They're trying to say, like, make sure you actually heard what I said in other videos, that there's balance with the information that you're receiving, because I'm putting out information that's really important and pertinent, and it's coming out in different videos. So if you guys are here from just this video, please check out my other ones in regards to him, because they will fill in some blanks that you guys have. Information comes through in a number of ways. Sometimes you get bursts of information, and then you get things that are necessary, like things that are going to happen for sure, and things that are also dependent on the people that I talk about. There was a lot of information that I got in the first reading I did for Robert Pattinson that I feel like someone needs to read or listen to before. Or if you've already watched the rest, you need to look at that. That will answer some of your questions. Okay, free will is at play, but there's a need for us to understand when it comes to the nature of our relationships in life, not everyone is meant to stay, not everyone is meant to leave. We all come with a set of things that we need to learn in every incarnation. He's coming in with people and lessons that he's learning. Okay, so there's a need for me to look at the broader picture of this whole thing. Okay, it's not about what's going to be more controversial to share, what's going to be more tea to share, because we all know we love that, but there's a need for us to understand the broader picture of this reading. I want my channel to not be just a channel of where people try to get gossip for the sake of gossip, but understand the individual behind the gossip, because gossip can really take on its own life form. It can take on its own form, as we know. So I want you guys to take this information and heed the information, and then see what happens, rather than typing away all the negative comments or negative thoughts you have. There's some negative people out there that will, no matter what you say, change what you say or frame it in a way that's palatable for them. I want you guys to know that I am coming on here to help us understand people to a deeper measure, not to just gossip about them. So let's look at the distance between people, like how people bridge the gap. How does Robert bridge the gap with his relationships, right? Because he's had a number of relationships and he's learned big lessons in each of the relationships. How has he bridged the gap and accomplished what he's meant to accomplish in this life? Let's think about the bigger picture. We also had the 9 of Pentacles come through, which is in regards to his career and his legacy. I'm going to be doing more of a career reading for Rob, because I feel like his career path is going to take on quite an interesting trajectory. I know a little bit about Rob in that he's multi-talented. He has the ability to work with music. He's very musically inclined, I've heard. And I also know that he is an actor. So he can also come at this and come at life in many different angles. And I think he's being very intentional with how he operates in the community, in society, like how he integrates his abilities in acting, his abilities in music, his abilities in directing even. I feel like we need to do a career reading. So I feel like they're trying to tell me to segue into career for Robert Pattinson. Okay, so love has definitely been something that's been on our minds, the people that have grown up with his content. Now, let's see if there's anything in regards to that, any lessons learned, healing messages, things that we can learn from him so that we can learn about it for ourselves. I feel like this channel should be more about, and it's geared towards how we all heal, okay? Not just about petty gossip, okay? I don't know why that's coming through. I'm just feeling like I need to make sure people know that. We have the Hierophant in reverse. So I'm hearing the word loose, you know, like people and the perceptions of hierarchy, the perceptions of structure are crumbling. I feel like he's here. Part of Robert's purpose in this lifetime is to help us understand hierarchy breaking down. I feel like he's learning how to break down hierarchy. He's trying really hard to cling to hierarchy in some form or regard, but something about his like internal struggles is coming out in his relationships and in what's going on in the media. If you guys are noticing, he's gone through this a number of times where he's gone into a relationship, right, into the unknown with someone, falls in love, ends up at a place where they're interested in going forward to an engagement, but then assisting or assessing the engagements. There's something about him assessing his life, assessing some of the constructs of society and how people perceive relationships. Like, this many years is how many years you should be with this person before you marry them. And then you should have a kid. Then you should have a house. You know, he's trying to assess right now structure. And I think that's why he's feeling the temptation to go into all of these things all at once now that he has a baby on the way. So in regards to the information, earlier, it wasn't yesterday, it was earlier today. It feels like a whole day has passed since I touched base on that. I had to cut the camera and go about doing what I typically do for the day with my child and making sure they're okay. So I am coming back into this and it feels like a whole day has passed because of the energy shifting. Now I want to just go back to what we just talked about in the video earlier, which is about the struggles with infertility, or the struggles that were coming up in here. I want to just confirm, is that information true? Archangel Michael, Spirit Team, the Tower. So let's see what else comes through. We have the Tower coming through as an answer to whether that information was correct. Let's keep going. The Wheel of Fortune. So these two are very, very, very big major arcana cards, which tells me that I am on the right track. There's some information you guys are going to find out about him in the coming months, but I'm hearing 26. You guys are going to find out some information about either the time frame when he was 26 or going forward from the 26th of December, because 26 keeps coming up in my mind. I feel like there's some information that is coming through this reading that you guys are not going to believe. Namely, the information I gave you about the pregnancy and about the child not being biologically his, but he has decided to have this child with this person. Like Suki and him, he's committed to this baby. Don't get me wrong, but there's something here about surprises and you guys being surprised yet again about this information. And I can't just pretend like I didn't just see that in the cards. So you guys are going to see that unfold. You can say what you want now. For the people that are naysayers, you can say what you want now, but that information will come to you when it's meant to. And I'm just going to tell you what I see. Okay. I just feel like there's like this energy of people who are doubtful. And if you're doubtful, I would recommend opening up some cards and trying it yourself and seeing what happens. Because no one's trying to force anything into anyone's mind. It's up to you how you gather your information, right? I feel like the information that's put in this is for a group of people. Some people will get it and some people will be open to it. Let's just keep going. What else is going on? Is there any information, anything else that you'd like to talk about? Two of Cups. So we already know that the relationship aspect of his life is something that we tend to focus on in the community. When it comes to his fan base, we talk about the relationships. What is the trajectory of this relationship with Suki? We have the Knight of Wands. This fell out. Let's see. The World. This is about the natural progression of things. The fact that they're going to be having this child, or at least expecting this child, it's going to put them on a trajectory where they're going to be going through life, through a lot of lessons, more lessons, very quickly. They're going to be moving on to things that are more emotionally fulfilling, and they're going to be leaving things behind. You guys are going to be noticing that they're going to be foregoing some things. And I'm hearing foregoing some events, but I'm also hearing foreclosure. So I'm not sure if there's like a secret foreclosure on like certain houses that they had, or something happening with their houses and then walking away from certain properties and such like that. They're going to be walking away from some big things in their life, okay, towards something more emotionally fulfilling. What is their trajectory though? Keep going here. Their trajectory is looking onto broader horizons. So they're going to be taking or leaving behind. There's potentially a number of things you're going to be leaving behind in order to address and focus on the things that really matter. The numbers may be significant. There may be 8 things that they're leaving behind and 3 things that they're going to be moving forward into and focusing on. They're prioritizing right now. They're very protective of their energy, very protective of their information. They're trying to keep things quiet, hush hush for you guys, or like hush hush from you guys, because they're trying to build something together. And they're trying to do it under the guise of, I feel like there's like a mask in this entire reading of like them projecting something to you guys while they're working on other things on the inside. Can you continue helping us understand their trajectory, Spirit? What other things can we learn from them? Okay, we have the Page or the Queen of Swords. That Queen of Swords energy that came out earlier, that represented Suki. We're getting it again. So the Queen of Swords is coming through, which tells me that she's going to be making the final decision on something, and you guys will find out. We have, Justice and the Ace of Pentacles. There's going to be a balancing effect that comes in on their trajectory. Mind you, this could be a year in advance because the Ace of Pentacles is here. It feels like a year. Within a year, things are going to balance out for them. So there's something about her making a decision that's going to balance the scales in their relationship. And what is it going to do? It's going to put her on top in some way or make her feel more empowered. She's going to be she's going to be growing a lot through this pregnancy, because I feel like in general, when pregnancies occur, typically motherhood brings something out of you. It really cultivates something inside of you. And I feel like she's going to definitely see that cultivation happen, empowerment happen at the base level of like her instincts, like focusing on trusting her instincts. And she's also going to be more vocal about the relationship, more vocal about what she wants. Where will it end though? What will be the ending? What will come out of this? We have the Six of Swords sideways. It feels like they're going to be constantly like opening up conversation about moving on to calmer waters, traveling. These two are going to be figuring out their traveling situation constantly. It feels like they're like not comfortable in one place. They feel a little bit neurotic right now because they're worried about how people are going to try to hurt Suki in some way. So you're going to notice that they're very like flighty. They're going to be going from place to place to place to place, to traveling just to get away, or just to kind of confuse you guys so that you don't know exactly where they're going to go, because they're kind of feeling uncomfortable. They're flitting. They're kind of moving, trying to figure out where to go with the family. But what is their trajectory? Let's continue. Nine of Swords, and we have the King of Pentacles. They're going to be facing some financial woes or financial like turbulence. So there's going to be this question of money and where it's coming from. Okay. Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck tells me that they're going to try to find some form of balance in regards to their financial woes. Like, so when Suki's going to be taking a lot of time focusing on this pregnancy, she's going to lose a lot of money. So there's going to be some gripes with regards to money for a little bit. It's going to be mostly focused on like figuring out how they can balance out power, the dynamic, like power dynamics within the relationship. Because power, sometimes we nowadays consider money to be a form of power. Like if you have the money, you have the career, you have the goals set, and you're accomplishing them, you're powerful in some regard. She may feel like she has to figure out a way to be a mom and to still be powerful. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. There's definitely power in being a mother, don't get me wrong, but we're thinking of societal structures of, masculine energy, of dominating the workforce. It feels like Suki's going to face that struggle where she needs to find balance, and she's going to move quickly towards it. She's going to rush towards it. Capricorn energy as well is coming through. She's going to be protecting her finances, trying to preserve her finances in some way, because it looks like she's going to have some scheduling conflicts, things that she wanted to do at one point that she won't be able to really fall. It's going to fall through. She's not going to be able to do those things because of the pregnancy. So let's keep going. This is one of the readings where I feel like there's so many questions. We've already answered a number of them. We answered, is this PR? What is the relationship, the state of the relationship like? Let's see how long they're going to last, given what we know, given what information comes through. Free will is always at play. I like to make that very clear, that they can choose differently based on what they decide to do with themselves. If they decide to learn the lessons together or not, we will see. Let's see. Okay. So let's ask the question. Are Robert and Suki fated or destined to last? Are Robert Pattinson and Suki Waterhouse fated or destined to last on their current trajectory? Based on their current trajectory, Spirit Team, are they fated? Are they meant to? And I'm hearing relax, like they need to relax a lot more. They're going to have a lot of opportunities to learn lessons, but I feel like they're not going to have much time in between to relax. Given the obvious, but also just in relation to how fast things are progressing. So are they fated or destined to last? We have here two cards that flipped over. We have the Queen of Wands and we have the High Priestess. Are Robert... Okay. So we have four cards now. So we have the Queen of Wands, the High Priestess, the Three of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles. Are they fated to last? They're fated to learn big lessons with each other about dominating energies, about masculine and feminine energies. Robert specifically is learning more about his feminine energy of accepting and allowing things to go in a cyclical motion, of being comfortable with not knowing what's going to happen, but also not knowing truly what it means to sit and to let things simmer, like to actually let a relationship go and take on its proper course without trying to make a decision beforehand. There's going to be a lot of energy surrounding the masculine energy. I feel like Suki tends to be in a masculine energy a lot between the two of them, and I feel like they need to find that balance between what they're learning. I feel like she's learning things with regards to her father, and he's learning things in regards to his mother. That's very significant here. So whoever Suki's father figure was, that's very significant to the person that she dates. But we have also Queen of Wands energy, which means empowering each other. They're going to learn how to empower each other. I feel like also she's going to learn what it means to be empowered in a relationship. I feel like she's learning a lot about her intuitive sense, her senses. I feel like this was meant to happen, truly, because it feels like they met and they were meant to meet each other just for this child, or just for the learning experience, not for longevity. It feels like it's more of an intuitive nudging on their part between the two of them. Now, when we ask the question on their trajectory, I keep getting this Three of Swords no matter what. I ask about, is she expecting, back in the day I asked the question, is she pregnant? And we got the Three of Swords. Three of Swords energy is usually about disappointment. It's about feeling cut, like to the deep. There's something really sad. There's like this underlying undertone of sadness between the two of them. We also have the Eight of Pentacles, their work relationship is going to take a hit. So they're trying to like find balance with their work and their personal life. But I don't feel like they're fated to be together long term because of work, because specifically of their career paths. I feel like they want so many things. And I feel like this energy of the Emperor of wanting to be in control is going to be what ends, or is going to be the crux of the relationship. So that's what I have for them. I would love to see what their external and internal feelings are. So let's do that really quick. What is Robert's external feelings towards Suki? External feelings is the Four of Swords. He feels at peace, or at least wants you guys to know, or wants you guys to see him at peace with her. He doesn't want you guys to see that there's squabbles between them, or negativity between them. He wants you guys to see that they're at peace or at rest with each other. He actually the energy is interesting with the Four of Swords, because it can usually mean a breakup, but it can also mean like you're trying to silence people. I almost feel like he's trying to like silence, or trying to tell people not to engage with asking him about her. He feels very like secretive about her. So the energy of the secretive energy is coming through, but also quietness, like just being quiet about her. Externally, he just feels like it's something that's not meant for us to know. It's something to put to rest. He's trying to let you guys know externally that he's happy. He just wants there to be peace between the two of them. So he feels externally the Four of Swords. What does he feel internally towards her though? Internal. Towards Suki, he feels the Nine of Wands. And we got this before, guys. I don't know what to say except that I'm getting the same cards. The Nine of Wands is usually a feeling of having your walls up. He's at the stage in their relationship where there's walls, but he's trying so freaking hard not to push her away. He's at that place in the 4-year relationship, or how it feels like it's a little bit over 4-year relationship thing, where he tends to have this karma surrounding the time frame. When he gets into this year, he tends to get really like he tries to hold back, and I feel that energy with him. He's trying to not do this again because of what's going on. I feel like if he hadn't, or wasn't expecting, or having like the concept of a long-term relationship and of a family in his mind, he would have gotten to this point faster. He's trying to slow down the traumatic thought process of like, let me see if this is worth doing long term. Is this something I can really keep going long term? There's some fear, there's some doubt, there's some reservations. He needs to be careful of this. So this is his internal feeling. He just feels very, very resilient, like he wants to push through some of the doubts that he's feeling right now, and he's trying to keep it going. That energy has not left. This has been in the other reading for him. And it could mean that he's trying to just be resilient because he's facing so many drama, or so much drama surrounding like having a baby or having a child with someone, and also of facing people that don't like Suki, that don't like their dynamic, their relationship. He's feeling really like defensive right now. This is towards Suki though, so he's feeling that towards her a bit. Six of Cups. He knows what he has. He feels like she's a soulmate. He feels like he's kind of living in the past a lot, or like relishing in what they used to do and how things were already. The baby hasn't even come yet, and he's already thinking about the past. What is Suki's external feelings towards Rob right now? So we have one card, we have a Star. She's feeling externally like this is just her dream, this is her dream, this is what she's really excited about. She also feels like she's going through some healing as she's going through the pregnancy as well. What is her internal feelings towards him? We have the Nine of Pentacles. She feels independent with him. She feels strong with him. She feels resolute with him. She feels like there's an air of mystery with him. We also have the Queen of Pentacles. She's feeling the motherly energy towards him. She's feeling very nurturing right now. I'm hearing she owes something to him. She owes a lot to him. She sees him as an opportunity. So I'm just getting the energy that she feels like she's empowered by him right now. We have the Ace of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the Hanged Man. She feels like this is a great opportunity to change their trajectory, or to make something beautiful out of their trajectory of what they experienced in past, either, it's interesting, I'm getting past lives, but also in past relationships. So she's trying to look at things in a more positive light. She doesn't know what's going to happen. She feels kind of like he's a mystery still, but she's really generous towards him. She's really open. So that's what I have for these two. My camera's about to overheat, so I'll stop there. But I'll see you guys either in the next video on them. But like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of this reading, and I will see you soon.